They say every small town has secrets, but in Willow Creek, the secret wore a badge. For 20 years, Sheriff Clayton Hayes kept order, respected, trusted, feared, until the night one man vanished, and a daughter discovered the truth her father tried to drown in the swamp. Marcus Dean, everyone knew him, a mechanic generous to a fault. The last person to see him alive? Sheriff Hayes himself, after an argument at the county fair. Next morning, Marcus's truck, found by the swamp. Doors locked, keys inside. No Marcus. Hayes called it an accident. Probably wandered off in the dark, he said. Search dogs combed the swamp for 2 days, nothing. Then silence. Case closed. But rumors don't die easily in Willow Creek. People whispered about the fight, about the sheriff's temper, about what power lets you hide. Entered Deputy Alana Pierce, transferred from Baton Rouge, sharp-eyed, principled, and knew enough not to fear Hayes. She noticed things, missing logs, erased footage, reports rewritten. Then she found it, a damaged dashcam file, static, headlights on a dirt road. 2 men arguing, Marcus Dean and someone wearing the sheriff's jacket. The argument turned violent, a flash of metal, then nothing. Alana took it straight to Hayes. He smiled. Some things, he said, belong in the dark. By nightfall, she was suspended for tampering with evidence. Her apartment searched, the file gone. But the truth has its own heartbeat. Months later, campaign season. Billboards everywhere. Re-elect Hayes. Keep Willow Creek safe. Then, at 2 a.m., an anonymous post hits the web. Title, What the Sheriff Hid. The same footage restored, but this time longer. It shows the gun, the fall, the drag toward the swamp. By sunrise, it's viral. Reporters flood the town. Hayes calls it fake. But investigators dig again and find bones, a belt buckle, a bullet shell with his serial number. When they arrest Hayes, the town gathers outside the courthouse. Half cheer, half cry, because justice in Willow Creek doesn't come clean. It comes soaked in disbelief. The shock isn't the arrest, it's who exposed him. Emma Hayes, his daughter. She'd found a backup drive hidden in his desk. 2 sleepless nights later, she uploaded it and watched her father's world burn. The trial was brutal. The defense called the footage deep fake propaganda. The jury watched in silence. Took them 1 hour. Guilty, on every count. When the verdict was read, Emma wept. Not with joy but loss. She'd lost her father, her childhood, her trust in the badge. But she'd given voice to the man he silenced. Today, the sheriff's office bears a new sign. Accountability first. A memorial stands by the swamp, engraved. Justice for Marcus Dean, truth never dies. Every year, Emma leaves a flower there. Around her neck hangs her father's badge. Rusted, cracked. A reminder that power without conscience destroys everything it touches. After Sheriff Clayton Hayes was convicted, the town that once feared him turned against itself. Some called him a monster. Others, a hero destroyed by lies. And caught between them was his daughter, Emma Hayes. She had done what no one else could, exposed the most powerful man in town. But in the silence that followed the verdict, she realized something. Truth doesn't heal. It shatters. The sheriff's office was gutted, files burned, deputies resigning. The new acting sheriff, Alana Pierce, walked into chaos. Everywhere she looked, ghosts of the past stared back. People stopped Emma in the street, some thanking her, some spitting at her feet. "You ruined this town," one woman hissed. Another whispered, "You saved it." But all Emma could think of was the night she hit upload. She replayed her father's voice again and again. His last words before the arrest. "Whatever you think you know, you're wrong." And for months after his conviction, that sentence echoed like a curse. One morning, Emma received an envelope. No return address. Just 3 words scrawled in pen. "You missed one." Inside was a photo, her father standing with 3 men in uniform. Deputies she didn't recognize. On the back, April 12, 2020, Warehouse 19. That was the night Marcus Dean disappeared. And the warehouse? A county evidence lockup, one her father controlled. Emma hesitated, but she couldn't ignore it. She drove there alone, long after midnight. Broken glass glittered under her headlights. Inside, boxes of case files, half-soaked, half-burned. Then she saw it. A single folder marked, closed, 4/12. Inside were photographs of another man. Different face. Same swamp. Same bullet wound. This wasn't just about Marcus. Her father had covered for others, and someone was still out there watching. Emma took the file to Sheriff Pierce. But before she could hand it over, the power went out. 2 shots shattered the glass door. Emma hit the floor, heart pounding. By the time officers arrived, the shooter was gone. All that remained was a note pinned to her car windshield. Leave the past buried. The next morning, the news broke. The burned warehouse had exploded overnight. No survivors. Every file gone. But Emma had one thing left. A flash drive from her father's old safe. When she plugged it in, the screen flickered. A video. Her father again, this time older, tired, afraid. "If you're seeing this," he said, "they made me take the blame. The truth's bigger than me." For the first time, Emma wondered, had her father truly acted alone? Or had Willow Creek's corruption swallowed them both? Weeks later, the state launched a deeper probe. Evidence surfaced linking 2 former deputies to a human trafficking ring. Both vanished before arrest. And suddenly, her father's final words didn't sound like denial, but warning. Emma became the reluctant face of reform, interviewed, praised, criticized. But each night, she'd sit by the swamp, staring at the dark water that had hidden so many lies. "I thought exposing him would set me free," she whispered once to Sheriff Pierce. Pierce just shook her head. "Freedom doesn't come from truth, Emma. It comes from what you do with it." Emma started a foundation in Marcus Dean's name, scholarships, legal aid for families silenced by power. It didn't erase what happened, but it gave the story meaning. And maybe redemption. A year later, Emma returned to the courthouse. The trial was long over. Her father had died in prison, never speaking again. But the town had changed. New leaders, new laws, no more silence. She placed a single white rose on the courthouse steps, then turned toward the swamp. Truth cost her everything. Her father, her peace, her innocence. But it gave the town something it had never had before, conscience. Because in Willow Creek, justice didn't come easy. Came bleeding. And it came through the only person brave enough to face what the badge had become. In the end, truth always surfaces, no matter how deep it's buried.